Hey guys, welcome back. Dave, Rolling Springs Ranch. Today we're getting ready to spray the pastures. So haven't done a video yet. I wanted to make sure that everything was good, but we ended up picking up a 2021 Kawasaki Mule with the full-size bed. Let me tell you what, guys, it is worth the money. We've had a couple side-by-sides, we've had four-wheelers, we've had, whatever. But right now, this thing is a farm beast. It's not the fastest, it's not a race machine, but it starts, it runs, it does what you wanted it to do. So last night, went to Tractor Supply, had to get some stuff, and I saw that they had a spray tank that was a return. So I'm not one to haggle. Went up to the general manager and I was like, hey, it says it leaks. Do you know where it leaks? He was unsure. They don't check it, whatever. I said, what's your best price? Out the door. And he gave me an amount. And I said, done, sold. So I already had a 15-gallon tank up in the barn that I was going to put in here and use for the sprayer. But this is 25 gallons. So everything happens for a reason. So what I ended up picking up, because we do have a 3-point sprayer for the tractor, but the tractor, is heavy. It's 2-wheel drive, kind of top heavy on some of the hills. I figured this was the best setup, was to use the side-by-side, the 4-wheel drive. So I picked up a 2-inch receiver boom, 100-inch boom. I was like, man, that's perfect. So anyway, I get home last night with this new tank. It's got the high flow, 2.4 gallon, 2.4 gallon a minute pump, and that's what this spray boom actually requires. It actually requires two gallons, and the 15 gallon up front is only a 1 gallon a minute. So again, everything happens for a reason. I'm going to check it for leaks. I kind of know where it possibly leaking is at the garden hose fitting, because it's putting pressure on that fitting. So I'm going to put some boards underneath this to bring it up, and then I'm going to put a sideboard over here in those slots to keep this thing from moving backwards. So I'm also going to rig up what I used on the four-wheeler for the light bar was a 12-volt cigarette adapter with a switch on and off. So with the connection points like this and on this sprayer, I'll run the wire up there and then be able to turn it on and off when I'm coming around. So Kawasaki Mule FX does have a 2-inch receiver. We're going to pull that snatching pin out of there, and then we're going to unbox this and kind of get this set up. But I think first off, I got to figure out where the leak is on this tank. I hate to get all set up and find out that something's cracked. But for the most part, all the fittings kind of seem loose on that. So it also has a wand sprayer as well. So on this tank, you have we're gonna have a 3/8 fitting here for that boom, and then you can select on and off for the wand. So, which would be good. We got some briar patches in the back corner that need to be sprayed pretty well. So anyway, let's get started. Let's fill this tank up. Let's see where it's leaking, and make sure we are good to go before setting everything up and then find out that we have to go backwards again. So that was best. I just came up to the barn, just grabbed a pallet. I figured we'll strap the tank to the pallet. There's some cutout here, so that little 3/4 inch drain won't interfere or bang around. And the bed of this Kawasaki can hold a pallet, so that's what I did. Let's go. All right, so I got her sitting on the pallet. I got her off the side a little bit. I can tell this is probably where it was leaking because it's cross-threaded, but it's all right. We'll make it work. So we put this 2x8 there against the tailgate. That way it keeps this tank from smashing the tailgate and putting pressure on these, on the wand clips. So that should work out there. Throw a couple ratchet straps around that, and then put a block there and a block there, and then something in the back to keep things from shimmying around out in the field. So less movement, the better. All right, well at this point I'm gonna go grab the hose. I'm gonna put some water in this thing. Again, I already know it's gonna leak there, so I might as well just address it now and get it over with. But yeah, let's continue. All right, this is what I kind of done, was push the pallet up against the side to give it more surface, and then I'm taking a cut 2x4 and going against the metal frame. I'll screw that there, and I'll screw that one there, screw that one over there, and that one there. That way there's no movement whatsoever. Our drain is overhanging. It won't get bumped around. Put a 2x8 here in the front, and our wand brackets won't get busted off and so forth. So we are doing good. Just using scraps around the farm and kind of making it happen. So I usually screw everything down. That way in the future I can always unscrew it, reuse the wood on something else. So it's the name of the game around here. All right, get to it. All right, we're on to the next project. It's time to do some boom work. Basically, it seems pretty nice unboxing it. They're all T-jet nozzles and filters and stuff. So I ended up picking up the Workhorse sprayer, 100-inch boom. Thank goodness for pictures. Who wants to read the directions? But anyway, I thought this was a good way to go. Better than the tractor, and a little bit more comfortable and so forth. But we're gonna get rocking and rolling on this and set it up. So let me go grab some tools and we'll get back to it. Here's what we got so far. You almost need like a degree. I don't know, at this point in my life I don't like reading directions. So you try to look at the pictures, you try to look at the instructions and read everything there and blah blah blah, but it's coming along. It's not the fastest production assembly, but we're getting there. Boy, for such a simple little project, sure turned into a half afternoon it seems, but we got her done. We got her rigged up. I just still got to put the center feed hose on, but that's what she looks like hooked up. She's got the springs on there to fold it in when stowing. I think she looks pretty good. And I'm just waiting on a fitting for there so we can plumb in our boom sprayer. The other nozzle is for the spray wand, and then just drape the wire over, plug it into the cigarette lighter with an on-off switch. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to download a tractor app, I believe it's called. I'll double check on that. Basically, you set out your parameters or perimeter, and then it will show you where you have sprayed according to GPS. So I'm going to download it. It's got a 7-day free trial, and we'll see what that's all about. Other than that, I'm just waiting on that one part, and then I'll fill this thing up, make sure I have no leaks. That's why it was returned to Tractor Supply. But again, one of the fittings looked cross-threaded and so forth. So we'll see what she does. I got her strapped down. She's ready to rock and roll. And yeah, the weeds are getting taller. So other than that, we'll report back. Still at it. Just topping her up. We're gonna check for some leaks. I feel like this is an all-day project, but still waiting on one fitting. But we're gonna energize her, shoot the water from the wand, make sure everything is clean, good to go. Later on, we'll go out to the field. Once the wind dies down, sun starts going down, and so forth. Well, we filled her up, found the leak. So the pressure switch body, it appears that it broke off. Either somebody didn't strap it down in their side-by-side or whatever, and that's what it is. So I'm going to try to find some plastic super glue and give it one last shot. Other than that, I'm going to have to order a pressure switch, and then I won't be able to do anything tonight. So let's see what we can come up with and get creative. Alright, well, last night I ended up going back to Tractor Supply and got a brand new pump. We tested it, everything works great. You can see this is in the fold up position. Might have to tweak something here to keep the hoses from pinching, but I'll show you. Remember, I hooked up the 12 volt plug. Turn the key on, flip that, and we'll go ahead and let it rip. There it is. Just like that. Got the spray wand. So we got it set 18 inches off the ground for a 100 inch spread, and now we just gotta wait for the wind to die down and mix us some weed killer and go from there. So anyway, if you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe. Dave, Rolling Springs Ranch.